awareness for outer greatness. My name is Jennifer McCormack, and today I really wanted to jump on and talk to you guys about the power of the mind, especially when it comes to physical peak performance. So one of the things that I work with in clinic is teaching people how to get the best out of their bodies. Now, when it comes to physical performance, if we are wanting to get fitter, if we are wanting to perform at a professional or elite level, or just wanting to get the best out of ourselves, it's really important to understand how the power of the mind plays out when getting the most out of our physical bodies. So that's what I wanted to bring to your awareness today, give you some ideas on where to start connecting in to enhance that physical performance. So it's really important to remember that no matter how much time we spend at the gym or training or doing our plyometrics and increasing our physical strength, agility, and physical skills, that's only really a very small portion when it comes to our physical performance. There are actually two reasons for this. One is no matter how much we physically can perform, if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe you are good enough, if you have anxiety around performing, you will not physically perform at your best. There will always be something within, whether you're aware of it or not, that is holding you back on some level. The other thing is when we do hold emotions, when we do hold thoughts and feelings of discomfort or disconnect, like anxiety, within our mind, within our brain, it actually also gets stored within our muscular system. It also gets stored within our organs as well. But when we look at physical performance, we do want the best strength out of ourselves. So when we look at the physical performance, like all these emotions do get stored within our muscles. What does that mean for us physically? It actually means that we can actually switch our muscles off by not dealing with these thoughts and feelings that disconnect us. So if we are holding anxiety in, this will prevent our muscles from performing at the optimum level. When we look at this, we look at things like our muscles switching off, so therefore we are recruiting our secondary muscles for those primary movements. So if we are looking at kicking a ball and we are wanting to use our quadriceps, when that switches off, we're actually recruiting other muscles, i.e. our hamstring, our glutes, our piriformis, things like that, that not only is not optimal because we are stressing out other parts of our body, but also we're not going to get the best performance or the best kick, the best length, the best distance, the best height, the best technique, because we actually are not using the correct muscles. And the reason why this happens is because those emotions that are stored in the, say, for example, the quads, will override the physical performance, the physical ability, because of the stagnant energy in there. So what we need to do is we need to look at the thoughts and the feelings that is preventing us, that is literally holding us back mentally and physically, releasing them, and then switching the muscles back on. So this is really important when considering what do I need to do in my training regime, in my fitness schedule, to be able to perform and have the best out of my physical body. And to be honest with you, 20% is actually the physical activity. 20% is the training. It's it's the performance, it's the skills. The other 80% is the mindset. So when you need to look at how do I perceive myself? How do I perceive the world? And how do I perceive myself compared to the world? And sometimes we put this, strength facade on that um, that shows to the world, yeah, I'm strong, I'm confident, I've got this, but inside we are literally, crumbling, and we can feel the pressure, and we don't feel that we're good enough, and we don't feel like our mental, physical skill set performance is up to par. So it's really important to take into consideration, how do I feel in this moment? How do I feel when I'm performing on the field? How do I feel when I'm just in my everyday life? There is the other side of it, which is the unconscious. And sometimes we don't know what is wrong, and we feel like we've got it, because the reason for this is sometimes we run programs, which would call them, we'd run belief systems and values that we've had since a young age. And these belief systems could be that I'm not good enough, that I will never be good enough, or things like this that we are unconscious about. But how we know whether we have those sort of things that are affecting us is things like, you can be stronger, but you can't seem to technically grasp what really you have to do to get there, because everything you're trying is just not getting you to that next benchmark. It could be that you have, we all have naturally one side of the body that is stronger than other, but if it's really noticeable for you, and you can't seem to get that right balance, that's when we know that something is not right. The other thing is reoccurring injuries. This is where we can look at, you know, why this muscle, why this tendon, why this joint is continuously weak. Yes, there is the things that I've had a break in a bone, and therefore it's caused a weakness. If I'm constantly injuring the same point, I need to ask myself, why is there weakness in this point? Is it something that I'm physically doing? Or is it a mental belief that I'm holding that's just not working for me? Because our body is a really amazing indicator on how we mentally feel. I'm going to go through a lot more in some more videos for you, but this is a really good basis to start with on learning to tap in and tune into your body. You know when your body doesn't feel right, energetically, the amount of energy that it has, physically, muscular, all that sort of stuff. So when it doesn't feel right, it's a really good point to ask yourself, what's going on here? I hope that's really helped you today and giving you a starting point on how to start listening to your body and your mind, and how your mind does affect your physical body, and how to get the best out of yourself by listening to the way that you feel.